you were saying, you just said it a minute ago. So Eric Gubler's been 9 months in. Who else do we know that's podcasting? I mean, Eric's not with Blue Forum, but
he's been on everything.
Yeah, he's been all around town. Dude's
I love Eric,
but he's a fucking stud.
I love Eric.
I love that guy. He got us this house. Like, he was our real estate guy.
That's right.
Yeah, so.
Well, and I had always heard about him. But, like, he was like a Snow Canyon kid. I was a Pineview kid. And I didn't really wander away from Pineview. Like, I knew most of the people I went to school with, but I didn't know any other schools.
Yeah.
But I'd always heard about him, and now I live on this side of town, kind of, like south of this side of town.
Yeah, you upgraded a lot from Dogtown.
Yeah, good old D-Town. And so I'd always heard about him, and I actually met him on Jefferson Rogers' podcast.
Oh, that's right.
So I was there. So I was so terrified to be on Jefferson's podcast that I was like, dude, can I just come sit in and see how it goes? Even though, like, what you do watching the episode is how it goes. Yeah. Like, there's not anything there's crazier than this.
Yeah. Like, you're not timing it, There's no script.
And so Eric was on that episode I sat in and watched. So that's where I met him. And I actually used to use him to move safes, and I'd never met him.
Oh, okay.
So when he had Kangaroo Moving, I think he still might have some position in it. I'm not sure, but
yeah, he's got a lot of cookie jars. He's got his hand in. He's a clever guy.
And I just knew there was an Eric Gubler guy, and I'd text him, and he'd have his guys come pick up a safe, and I never even met him.
Oh, right.
So it was kind of funny. Anyway,
Eric, if you're watching this, we still need to go shoot some guns, man. That was like, we said we'd do that when you got me in my house like 3 years ago.
It's time.
It's time. We're over too. That's my fault too. But
dude, maybe that's what we should do, because we tried to. Well, I shouldn't say we. Mallory has tried to set up like an
event,
like a Derek Legg podcast guest.
Yeah, like a Blue Forum clientele guest.
Yeah, whatever. Yeah. And last year we tried to do it right at the end of summer, and like the Hydro Tube Dixie High School pool, whatever that's called, the St. George pool.
Oh yeah.
Everything was booked out before they closed, so we didn't end up doing that. But maybe we should just go shooting.
We should,
because hell, that's like half my guests.
I know. Anyway. Everybody's. That's just the thing to do these days.
Plus, like, you guys name everyone you guys are running. Every time I talk to people, I'm like, I don't know. They have like 7 or 10 or 14 other clients. But you guys are doing more than just like my form of podcast too.
We do some piecework for people, but podcasts, I think we totaled it up today. We are running 8 podcasts.
Dang, dude.
2 of them are with the same person. We have Cody Adent, who's also another stud out there. Like, all of our clients are just awesome. But, Emmanuel Zavaios and his wife, Jess. We have Kevin and Alti Dapper from up north. They run, sorry, let me back up. Emmanuel and Jess, they run the Heal the Healer podcast. They do a lot of emotion code, body code stuff. Then we have Kevin and Alti Dapper. They do similar things. They're kind of holistic healing as well. They're from up north, but they come down to their rental. They're actually coming over tomorrow to record. So then we have you.
And he looks like Stone Cold Steve Austin.
Yeah, he does. But then he starts talking about heart math and like energies around your wall.
You're like waiting for him to bust a couple beers together and pour them on his face.
Yeah, exactly. Or like just hit you with the chair when you're not looking, Yeah, that's, but they're awesome. We love all of our clients. And then you got Jeff and Brandon, Jeff Fieldstead and Brandon Neal with Solid.
2 freaking studs.
Yeah, I'm actually wearing their hat because I was going to shout them out, but it's Solid 30. Have you heard their little thing?
So explain it real quick.
Yeah, so Solid 30. I have it on my phone, actually.
Yeah, so I had Jeff and Brandon both on ours as separate episodes.
Yeah.
And I was just on Solid, and we posted theirs on our I don't know what you call it, our podcast, but it was their episode, right? Mm-hmm. And dude, every time I'm with those 2 guys, and I even text them later, I was like, dude, I need to be around you guys more. Dude, like, I freaking love you guys.
They're bleeding off on me, dude. Like,
I love them, dude.
I'm starting to look at like Crocs, and like I'm buying like Jeff Fieldstead style shorts, and like Jefferson Rogers knows too. But like everybody, I'm on the carnivore diet. Like, my whole lifestyle's changed because Jeff and Brandon. I'm like buying all sorts of guns.
It should,
and stuff.
Dude.
Yeah, I mean, it's that's
not saying your old lifestyle's bad.
No, you got to surround yourself with those people, right? And if you're around the right people, it'll either bring you up or bring you down. Solid is awesome. They're really solid guys. That's why they called it solid.
Well, and it's cool for me. I was just kind of filling time while you look at whatever you're looking at. But
it's just it's on my. I put it as my screensaver.
Oh, so it's there. You don't even have to search it.
Front of mind, yeah.
Go ahead.
But the solid 30, it's kind of like a precursor. If you're looking to get into like big lifestyle changes, right? You want to go into a 75 hard, or I don't know, you want to do big things with your life and business and stuff. This solid 30 is meant to be like their first iteration of it. Then they're going to do a solid 60 and so on. They're going to grow it. But it's more centered around like balance across the entire board, not just physical. So it's faith, family, fitness, finance, and friends. So the faith aspect of it is you're praying and reading scripture. It could be of any religion that you're a part of. They are Christian, obviously, and that's where their emphasis is. But I read a little bit in the Quran the other day. I've been reading in the Bible and Proverbs just to read like holy writing.
Right. As I was going to say, we're in Utah, so it's a heavy LDS. We're not saying the Book of Mormon and all that. It's just read something that's
on my list
religion.
Too. Like I like the war chapters of the Book of Mormon, even though I'm not active. I always tell my family, like I left the church. I never left the gospel part of that. I still identify as Christian for sure. I don't know if I'm Mormon, but yeah, Mormons are all right. Like Book of Mormon is awesome. I think the war chapters in that book are just, they're really good. It's almost like on the same level of like The Art of War with like Sun Tzu, that ancient Chinese book. I guess it's ancient, but The Art of War by Sun Tzu is awesome. But that's kind of what I hope to glean from the Book of Mormon war chapters, but that's on the circuit. So that's just one aspect. You pray, and then you're reading your scriptures for 10 minutes. Family is you just go out of your way to serve someone in your family how they would like to be served. So you put a little thought into it and everything like that. And then the friends aspect, I'll jump to that since it's on that page there. But the friends, you reach out to somebody outside of social media. So like a meaningful interaction over phone, like a meaningful text message, and like getting a response back is part of that. So you're having a conversation, or like a letter or a card. So you're thinking about somebody else, a friend. And I've been reaching out to some good old boys, some homies, some Marines I haven't spoke to for a while. So that's been cool. And then the fitness aspect is a 45-minute workout and a 2-minute cold plunge or shower if you don't have a cold plunge. And then like part of the fitness is like a mental fitness. So you do like read a self-help book for like 10, 15 minutes. So that's basically it. Faith, family, fitness, finances. Oh, finances I skipped. But save or invest 10% of your income, so you're earning. So that's the solid 30. That's why I flip my hat around. These guys are dope because it is the solid 30 month. So I'm kind of wearing this hat to support them. But
yeah, there's a handful of people that have been on mine that I'm like, dude, you've got to start a podcast. Like those two dudes. I'm like, I'm just a bro. Like we were just joking about this before we got on. I'm just a dude from D-Town, right? Like, I don't feel like there's a whole lot of things special about me. I've worked really hard, but like as far as what society would say is like a very smart person or like I'm not that guy. And when I see these guys, Brandon and Jeff, the solid guys, was referred to them as the solid guys.
Yeah.
I was like, dude, you guys need to do this because people need to be exposed to you. Like they need to be able to learn from you, be around you, and having the podcast gives that connection without them spending 24 hours a day interacting with people.
Yeah, totally. Right? And they used to do that a lot with their financial business that they built. They'd be on stage in front of people and doing a lot of coaching. And so it's like, it just naturally lines out for them. But here's the misconception too about podcasting is that people think that you need to be someone special. But like the human experience, like you don't have to be special in some weird way. You don't have to be like super unique to just have good conversation. And I think in today's day and age, like everybody's just craving like authentic, organic conversation because it's just not afforded to us. Everything we watch on TV or the news is scripted. Everything on social media is like really short and disingenuous.
Well, I think it's a step past scripted. I think it's meant to like manipulate us.
Yeah.
Like everything is clickbait. It's meant to send you down a certain road. Like we were talking before. So I hadn't eaten. So these guys got me some Mo Bettas. Shout out Mo Bettas. Yeah. And we hurry and like just shoved it down our faces in like 5 minutes. And That's something we kind of brought up was, dude, I couldn't do a social media manager stuff because I just get caught on social media scrolling for half hour.
Yeah.
and it's because all that stuff is like, the algorithm is there. Everything's there to get us sucked into it. Right.
Yeah. Yeah. We do this for a living and, everyone thinks they like want to know about, they know about the algorithm. And like, I don't know if anybody really can. It's like the algorithm is just this like elusive thing. I think you can get pretty close to it or understand it more, but they forget to bring up to the fact that everybody's algorithm is completely different.
Right.
You know, you can really be in an isolated bubble. We've talked about this too, and I was talking about conspiracies a while ago on your podcast, on your show. And it's just like you can have your own isolated reality based on the media you consume.
Sure.
And whatever social media feeds you. Because if you're obsessed with hang gliding and like base jumping, that's all you're going to see in your feed. You know, if you're obsessed with, you know, activism and trans rights and all this stuff, that's all you're going to see. You're never going to have anything brush up against your conscience that's like not agreeable with you. And if you are, then you're going to spit off some fire on a comment, you know? So
I was going to say, if you are, it's usually, like for me, like everything on mine is like pro Second Amendment, podcasts, talking, but I always get like the Ben Shapiro stuff. And so I do get the other side of that, but it's usually Ben Shapiro or someone else making fun of it, or not even making fun of it, but just like pointing out why he thinks it's wrong.
Yeah, exactly.
And so then you're just getting taught even more that you're right and what you believe is right.
Yes.
And I don't know what that is on the other side of the aisle, you know?
And it's really hard because there's so much division and it's so easy to divide and isolate now. And feel like you're connected because it's like, that's what it's designed to do. I mean,